Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Michael for Spirit Comics. This is my review of Batgirl #1. Came out in 2016. It shows different parts of the book right here on the cover. Barbara Gordon is backpacking, or she's journeying through the part of that through Japan, Asia, that part of the world. She's going to see this woman who once went by the name of Fruit Bat. She fought crime, and so she wants to go learn from her. And she's going to encounter this weird-looking girl who's not so nice. The coloring of the cover, it reminds me of, well, sorta of the evening sky, because we see across there at the top, reminds me of the evening sky, the different shades of brown mixed with the orange down here. And this drawing of Batgirl is just so strong and projects a good image of her. But in this series, her suit is much like that of Jessica Cruz. Not Jessica Cruz, but Jessica Drew. Excuse me, Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman. Because now her costume is a jacket that buttons up, or zips up. And that's how Batgirl's is now, but we don't see that. It's just like one piece across the top. And the mask is very, very sleek looking. It's like it's almost stuck again. It's almost like it's, just right there on her face, almost like the Adam West Batman mask was. Okay, that's enough of the cover. Now, this opens up in Japan. This guy is being smacked around big time by this girl. She thinks that he has some information she wants. And when you see the letters in red in Batgirl's comic, that means that the person is speaking in Japanese. I said, "Where's the formula? Give it to me." "Huh? I don't know Japanese. You've got the wrong guy." Whew! Right against his head. This girl has some moves. Beyond Burnside, Part 1. Leave the dude alone. He's just a tourist. Batgirl. Who are you? And I love this right here. I'm Batgirl. Look at that face. Determination, fierceness, and girls complain and some feminists complain there are not enough female superheroes to look up to. All you have to do is just look in the right places. And this is 24 hours earlier. Barbara Gordon is out and about. She's looking for a place to sleep. She's speaking on a comm or some type of portable phone. Gordon Clean Energy, Frankie Charles speaking. "Hey, I made it. I'm in Japan," she says. "Just an ordinary girl on an ordinary backpacking trip 10,000 miles from her ex, her tech empire, and like 80% of the people who want to kill her." And then she runs into this thing, well, and it's like a statue, and she says, "Well, 70%. Everything's okay in Burnside? This is a drum house. It's like a boarding house, I think. And Frankie says, Babs, come on, you just left. We can handle things here. Can you handle us handling things? Point taken. I'll try. So inside the drum house, she's told, Welcome to Drum House, Miss Gordon. The washroom's down the hall, and you're in room 6. Your roommate is already there. Oh, okay, thank you. So it's more like a boarding house, I guess. She's thinking to herself, Hostel's roomie's success has not changed, Barbara Gordon. Barbara Gordon is keeping it real. And so she's unpacking her stuff, and he wakes up like, huh? Hey! So she turns around, not knowing who it is, and says, Hey, sorry if I woke you. Just gonna change, and then I'll get out of here. Babs! She's speaking in Japanese because she presumes that the person is Japanese. Kai? It's been like years. He says, Coincidence of the century? What are you doing in Japan? Are you here for the 10,000 Issa dance parade? Isn't that a beautiful embrace? And she says, I'm going all over Asia, but I'm starting here, so I can visit her. Batgirl? She says, That's not Batgirl. This photo's from 1939. I wrote an app that scans digitized microfiche at libraries around the world and think prehistoric Google alerts. Okay. So that's how I heard about Fruit Bat, aka, and I cannot pronounce that name. She fought crime in the 40s, unmasked in the 80s, and still lives in Naha with her son at age 104. And since the average life expectancy of a superhero is like 40, I thought someone should interview her, she says. You were always doing weird little projects even when we were kids, Kai says. And you were always getting us in trouble. Remember those lectures my dad gave us back in Chicago? A flashback. Cops' kids end up as cops or criminals. Which are you going to be? Think about it. And so here, the guy, Kai, is just hanging his head in a way. You know, like he's not so happy. And Barbara says, Truth is, he didn't want me to be either. You ever join the force in Cheetown? My sister did. Somebody had to be the black sheep. Dad said you went to reform school. Yeah, that's not me anymore, but I'm not sure who me is. My grandparents are from China. That's where I'm ending my trip. I thought if I visited, I'd get some, perspective or whatever. And I want to get back into photography. Click, 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 click. I just want to remember what it's like not being pulled in 6 different directions. And her stomach growls, and she says, I know it's like 10 a.m., but my stomach says it's dinner time. Want to grab some food? He just smiles and says, Okay, Barbara Gordon, I'm in. And so they go down to this place, and she orders some octopus. it's something that she's curious about, and she orders she orders 2 octopus meals, and she hands him some, and he agreed to eat it if he'll go with her for drinks after. And so he looks at the octopus, and he's none too happy at what he sees. And then they go to have drinks afterward because, he thinks it's gonna, offset what he ate. And she says that she's glad that they met up, and they make a toast to old friends and new beginnings. And then they get back to the drum house, and Kai is hugging the toilet. Why? Because of the octopus. And Barbara says, "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have made you try it." He said, "Hey, what's travel without food poisoning?" I would laugh if I hadn't been through food poisoning on a trip. And she said that she had to make a call. She's got to go. And she leaves him in there barfing while there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people outside waiting to use the washroom. And of course they can hear him, barfing up his lungs or whatever. And the next day they're in something called Sion Square, the 10,000 Essa dance parade. So she meets up with this old woman, and she knows who it is. She says, "It's an honor to meet you, Miss Yamashiro. I'm Barbara. This is my friend Kai." He says, "Hi, I don't speak Japanese. I'm a big fan of yours as Fruit Bat." And then her son, who's taking care of her, interrupts saying, "Fruit Bat? These days, she's just Old Bat. Eh, Ma?" And Ma likes the Essa parade because the spirits of our ancestors come back to hear the drums, so she gets to visit with her pals. And there's the son. She gets tired of socializing with us youngsters. And Barbara just, laughs that off and thinks, jerk. And that's what I would think too, So the parade starts here, boom, bada boom. And then, before they know it, somebody comes flying in. And this is that weirdo that we saw at the beginning. This is the current present day. This was like a 24 hours ago. And this is and she says, "Who are you?" And this is funny because I know what this is referencing. "I'm Batgirl, and you're, let me guess, Sailor Clown? And what's this formula you're after?" Now, if you don't know what that's a reference to, Sailor Clown, I'm pretty sure that the writer was referencing the anime called Sailor Moon because of the way this Joker's dressed, and then that's does remind me of Sailor Moon, sort of. "Go back to America. This isn't your fight." "It's not his either." Whack! And she misses. "You really believe that? Your brain's as slow as your feet." And so this weirdo, jumps and bolts. And then Barbara's trying to figure this out. She's a little brat, but she's a fast little brat. because she's trying to figure out how she got away. And then she's thinking, I can't catch her, but if she stays on her current trajectory, and before Barbara can do anything, the old woman reaches up with her hand and catches her by the ankle. And Barbara is shocked. She's like, huh? And the old woman brings her down. It's the same woman who was in a wheelchair just moments ago. Thanks, Fruit Bat, she's thinking. Oof. Let me go, old bag. And Barbara is, starstruck, seeing this old crime fighter doing her thing. She's amazing, Barbara thinks. I respect your skill, the weirdo says, but I don't have time for this. So she gets out a knife, a dagger, I think, to stab the old woman. No! She screams, and she throws the dagger. Watch closely. She throws it at the woman, and it's deflected from the woman back off of the drum, back to this weirdo girl. And this is what Fruit Bat says. That was a warning. Go home, little girl. And she is clearly shocked. So she does run. She doesn't say a word. The Batgirl has to find out. She says, that was incredible. How did you do it? You were faster than the knife. And she just smiles and says, no, not faster. I was blocking the knife before she threw it. But how did you know where it was going to be? Can you teach me? And the woman grabs her chest like she's having, some type of attack or something. And she says, too much excitement, huh? I'll get your chair. And the old woman says something sort of under her breath. She says, wait, you can't. I can't what? The artwork in here is, it is not over the top, but it's just right for every scenario, every situation. She says, you can't see the future when the past is standing in your way. You must go find teacher. And Barbara doesn't clearly understand. She says, a teacher? Okay, where should I? And then here comes the son. What? Mother, get away from her! And so, like all of the Bat family, go before they come back. She, is out of there. Get away. And so Kai sees Batgirl split, and he never puts it together that Batgirl and Barbara Gordon are one and the same. Although he has a hunch. Before who comes back? Oh, Kai, I should have known you'd be in trouble again. But silver lining, I got to see Fruit Bat in action. It's true, she was blocking the knife before that schoolgirl threw it. And here she is thinking again, making that really funny face. I can replay it from my angle, but there's no trick, no sleight of hand. And eidetic memory's great for seeing what's happened, but why and how, not so much. So then as she's thinking, she sees something. I wish I could call Frankie. She'd have something smart to say. No, Babs. Burnside is the past. Don't look for answers there. Your teacher is in the... She sees a sign that says future. She looks at the entire sign. The future of MMA. Adept Multi-Martial Arts Open Weight Grand Prix in Singapore. So she's back at the drum house. She says, Kai, there you are. You look peaked. And I don't know what peaked means. I'm sorry. I know pooped, exhausted, but I don't know peaked. Babs, where you been? Or where were you? I saw Batgirl, and she just smiles and says, Really? What's she doing here? I don't know, but I think it's you. And then she puts on a surprised face. I think she's genuinely surprised. Huh? Me? Why me? If she acted a little bit more ditzier, then maybe he wouldn't suspect. But, just like Clark Kent wears glasses and slicks back his hair, dresses more real modest. You always had guardian angels, people who kept you safe. Your dad's tight with Batman. Wherever you are, you're protected. And when I'm with you, I am too. And she thinks, it's no coincidence we're both here. You're hiding something. A secret formula or an ugly past. I'm going to keep you close till I find out what. And she says, hey, I was thinking, you want to go to Singapore? Next, Batgirl throws down. So that was Batgirl number 1. This was when the Rebirth Initiative started in 2016. And I really enjoyed it. The pacing wasn't slow. It was constant. Didn't drag. The coloring and artwork were good for each scene. I really enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoyed this review as well. I'm Michael for Spirit Comics. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please go ahead and do so. And smash that bell like She-Hulk so you can be notified of all new uploads. And please do like and share this video so others can enjoy it as well. Till next time, true readers.